Hey everyone, welcome to Marbling, the podcast that helps you think different. Today we're going to be talking about leadership and empathy. Two skills that are thrown around quite a lot and not really looked into too deeply, but they're pretty core and vital in every aspect of your life, even in your marriage. Whether you're the spouse or the husband, even if you're at work, even if you're leading any projects, in any facet of life where you're dealing with other people, these characteristics are definitely important to you. And it's not to say that you have to be the decision maker all the time, but to have some of these qualities, at least some of these qualities, innately in you or even trained, are super valuable, and they'll help you progress in a bunch of different ways. So what really led to me kind of thinking about this more was regards to somebody on my team who is a student. They've been there for a while, but obviously they're still learning. They're still young. They don't have all the experience and expertise of a full-fledged employee, right? In the division we're in. So he was sending off pretty much what the job basically does is that we deal with high level IT problems in our area. So he sent off an email to the people responsible for fixing it. He's like, hey, just a heads up, if you could look into this, that'd be great. Just following our process, and a little bit more technical than that, but this is essentially what he did. And then the manager came back with an email. She CC'd like the whole division, like my whole group and everybody really, just kind of bashing him, how he's incompetent, how he didn't bother to call somebody else first, and why you speaking to the manager and not somebody below her. It was just really like pretty bad all around. It was condescending, and on top of that, I mean the kid has a, it says he's a student in his signature. Like it wasn't even a big email, so it was really visible. So I don't know what came across to her, but it seemed like a power trip, and that she was really, it was really just all in all abusive, and it came across like she's probably just having a bad day or a bad time, and this just added up on top of her. But no matter what the reason was, there's no right to speak to somebody like that, unless you're like an expert. You're paying for an expert to be doing something, or subject matter expert or a consultant. Anybody who's really proficient, they have really high standards on what to do. Even maybe your leadership sometimes, but to a student, like that's really insane. So I actually got really heated up. I was actually like kind of getting visibly heated just reading over that email. And then I read it over like 3 times. I'm like, this pissed me off. Like, is it just me, or did this guy like feel it too? And then after speaking with him, he was telling me that, yeah, like he didn't admit that he felt bad, but I saw in the way he was talking, like it hurt pretty bad. And I told him don't worry about it. He thought I was just going to dismiss it. I was speaking to my partner, and he didn't really look into it too much either. So I just sent off an email, and I kind of blasted her about it too. Not insulting. Like, obviously you're not going to reply to somebody and cuss them out and swear at them, because that doesn't really accomplish anything. But I was telling her, like, how the hell can you be a leader? And she messaged everybody, almost everybody in the whole division. So I replied back to that same chain. I told her, like, listen, I don't know what you think you're doing, but as a leader, you have no right to speak to a student that way. I mean, like, maybe a consultant, maybe if they fucked up really bad, but to a student is beyond unacceptable. And we're gonna be reviewing her position with my partner definitely after that. And I pretty much just blasted that off. Like, it's completely unacceptable. I don't even know what her intention was to CC everybody. Maybe she was trying to make him look bad, trying to show he's incompetent, or I don't know exactly. But no matter what the reason was, like, it was completely wrong. And if she was looking to play that game, I showed her that, this is not an acceptable thing. I showed it to her, showed it to everybody else in the business, because I'm not the type to, like, not the type. It's more like you wouldn't ever wanna belittle somebody in front of everybody. Like, that just looks really bad. Even the person did something wrong. You do want to maintain a good culture. You want to maintain a good work environment. You don't want people to have any sort of fears where they can't share their ideas and be afraid of their management. Like, that's the worst position to be in. So I responded back the same way, but also to set the precedence that you're not allowed to speak to people like that. Whether you're at work or whether you're at home, whether you're at the grocery store, whether you're at dinner, like, you can't talk to anybody like that. Like, to belittle people for mistakes. I mean, in the end, life is so short. So, like, why are you gonna try to make somebody feel so bad for a mistake, especially in his case where it wasn't even that big of a mistake? Yeah, and that really, like, really fired me up for a few days after. Like, it's still, I still can't believe it. Like, I know a lot of people, you have your bad times, and trust me, we all had our fair share of rough times. But to take it out, like, in that way is completely just unacceptable. You really need to start to manage how you deal with your emotions, how you treat people, even how you see your day to day. Because even if you did a mistake, or somebody messaged you and they did something wrong, I mean, there's really little benefit for her to get that mad over something. So there had to have been some other kind of reason, either like a power trip or she just wanted to just show that she can point out mistakes in other people. Maybe she thought that would make her look good. Maybe she thought it would make her look strong. But, whether female, male, whoever, it makes you look extremely weak. And that's completely something that I think everybody should train to not tolerate, not accept. Because to think that no one else thought to reply back, like, I had to be it was just me who was like, am I the only one who felt this strongly about what happened? There's no way. Like, I know other people don't want to get involved and it just creates a shit show. But to think that no one thought about messaging back, replying back and defending their partner, their teammate, like, even the manager on our group didn't even bother with it. And I can't explain how much, like, that kind of hurts. Not to say that your workplace is your family, but I mean, to at least have their best interest in your mind. You don't have to love them. You don't have to, care for them like that. But you need to care for them like they're part of your family, but not treat them like they're part of your family. In a way, I hope I'm conveying that properly. But I think you guys know what I'm getting at. Essentially, is that you need to care for them a lot, not baby them, but care for them and have their best interests at mind all the time. So yeah, that dynamic was kind of a really big eye opener, and something I realized too. I was speaking with a friend of mine outside of work, and she was telling me how she's had similar situations, but in her public sector settings. Like, she works for the public sector under government organizations, and she was telling me that she had a lot of similar issues like that in her area, and it really is a pretty open thing. I don't know if most people right now also just don't speak up when they see or feel something wrong, but I think you should have that moral obligation and moral duty to really speak up if you don't agree with something, especially if your gut tells you that there's something really, really wrong. I think you owe it to everyone and yourself to speak up about it. You don't have to, probably not even like just to reply back directly, but even bring it up to your management, bring it up to your manager, or even 2 levels up even, and say, like, listen, I don't think this is acceptable. I think this needs to be addressed. Like, how can this be? A lot of people really just kind of put their head down and go to work, when at the same time you should really care for the other people like kind of they're your own. So even if you're not in a leadership position or manager, you should really still feel that way too for your colleagues. I mean, I feel like most people do, or they probably don't take it that way, but I feel like it should be something more reinforced, or reinforce it in yourself to really like maybe not find a reason to care for somebody, but definitely figure out a way to get that be part of your ethos. Like you won't stand for like this type of behavior, whether it's this or something else. You shouldn't tolerate any kind of abusive language, belittling, and it doesn't matter what position you are, whether you're, an entry level person, or even if the student, to reply back to her the same way I did. Listen, like you're in no position to speak to me like that. Like that would look pretty awesome, pretty crazy too. And he was just afraid to stand up for himself. She's like 3 levels above him, 3 levels above him. So it is a little intimidating, but you shouldn't look at it that way. And on a side note, when people say it's out of their pay bracket, pay scale, it's not my problem. That's a really toxic mindset to have, and I've been hearing it a lot more often. Not within my company or in any of the businesses I've been in. It's been a lot more in like what colleagues tell me, and even what I see online, and even in some movies, like they even portray it. So if it's that widespread, I think it's something people really need to revisit. You cannot be saying this is out of my pay grade. Like if you had to do something 2-3 pay levels up, are you going to really deny that? Are you going to deny yourself the experience? Are you going to like not do something that I'm sure is beneficial? Maybe it takes a little bit more work from your part, but yeah, I really stress like to have people live honestly, live truthfully, like with what you believe, the values that you have. Don't sit quiet about it if it gets stepped over, or if your boundaries get crossed. Like if you have any boundaries that get crossed in work, in life, and anything, you should stand up for yourself in the appropriate way, in the appropriate environment. Picking and choosing how you do it, the way you do it. So yeah, I hope this helped. I hope this gave some great perspectives to everybody in learning how to kind of maybe taking more of a strong stance on things that maybe you feel inside but you don't take action on. If even one person does that, that'd be a super great accomplishment, and I hope you guys make these meaningful changes in your lives too. Cheers, take care, and see you in the next episode.